Welcome, my friends, to the Bob and Brad podcast, produced by Bob and Brad, the two most famous physical therapists on the internet. I am Bob, and exactly one half of the Bob and Brad team. And my guest today is Dr. Joseph Allen, an optometrist from Minnesota, by the way. And he has a great YouTube channel called Dr. Eye Health. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about his background, but he's got a lot of great advice for you. If you have one or two eyes, I would check it out. Thanks for watching. Why don't we finish by talking about maybe tips and eye exercises for eye strain relief?
Sure. So eye strain, I think a lot of people right now are having this since this has happened before the pandemic, but once the pandemic started and everyone was forced to be more indoors in front of computer screens, Zoom meetings, people started really having issues with it. And certainly the blue light glasses game kind of boosted that. The big thing with eye strain is that if you're indoors, if you're staring at a computer all day, it's like you're lifting a 5-pound weight with your arm and you're holding it halfway up and you're holding it there all day. You can likely do it, but after some time, your arm's going to get tired. Sure. And same thing happens with your eye muscles. So taking breaks is super important. And just remembering, hey, I should probably not stare at this screen for hours and hours and hours. So getting up, moving away from your office, your desk, putting your phone down, getting off the couch, walking around, using the bathroom. Those are big things. The dry eye plays a role in eye fatigue, again, because you don't blink as much. So making sure that your eyes aren't dry and too irritated. There are some things you can do ergonomically if you're at an office desk. Like right now, I have my computer screen where the top of the screen is about eye level.
Right.
So you're kind of looking down a little bit, not necessarily perfectly straightforward, but a little bit downward too. That can help with eye strain. Your computer screen should be about an arm's length away. You can almost high five the screen. That is a good distance. Some people sit way too close. Making sure you have updated glasses prescription or specific glasses for focusing on the computer, because we can make a glasses prescription to help reduce the amount of eye kind of focusing power or muscle power required for you to be lifting in order to focus on that distance for long periods of time.
I got a pair of glasses for just computer use because I have the bifocals, and I have to go like this, or, it would crick my neck, and so I was a game changer for me. I mean, really, I liked it. I mean,
yeah, once you get into the bifocal or progressive no line bifocal world, those lenses often have a section or a segment to see computer screens, but it's narrow. It's not a very wide field, and some people are sitting there trying to find the sweet spot, in the lens. And you're exactly right; they lift up their neck to see closer, and that puts a neck issue. So I recommend that for my patients, especially if they work on a computer, if they spend several hours a day on the computer. Invest in a specific computer lens. Right. You'll have the whole lens to look through. You won't have to bend your neck, and things should be nice and clear, and you won't have to deal with that looking for the sweet spot aspect.
Right.
So that plays a role. As far as eye exercises to help with eye strain, this is a tough one. In the eye care world, there is something called orthoptics or vision therapy, which is often used for people with eye muscle disorders. Like they have a lazy eye that's turning outward. They're having problems focusing up close because of the communication of the brain to the eye muscles and that coordination. So there's a lot of good evidence and science for that practice. But as far as eye strain goes, I think the biggest thing is just, again, taking a break, getting away from the computer. I encourage people to go for a walk outside.
Absolutely.
In Minnesota winter, it's a little tough sometimes, but getting outside, looking in the distance, that's good for so many different aspects of your psychology. But certainly just for getting your eyes to stop focusing on a near object for hours and hours. And then other activities, sports, anything where your eyes are shifting from left to right, you're playing tennis, you're playing basketball, something a little bit more engaging. I think those are just great activities for lifestyle and for helping you just reduce kind of this focused demand of your eyes for hours and hours. I think those are some of the best. I know I have a video that goes over a couple other non-traditional eye muscle exercises, just looking different directions.
Sure.
And I know some people giving me good feedback that does help, but it's not necessarily a guided, studied method that's published in research, if that makes sense.
Very good. Yes, that makes complete sense. So I want to be very respectful of your time. So is there anything else you want to mention on this podcast and YouTube video?
I think the biggest message I always try to advocate for my patients is eat healthy, have a good lifestyle of eating healthy. Vegetables, green leafy vegetables are in fact healthier for the eye than just eating carrots. Getting good sleep, reducing stress in your life. There have been good studies linking increased levels of stress to higher levels of eye pressure, and that increases your risk for glaucoma, which is a blinding disease. Eating better also helps reduce your risk of macular degeneration. Seeing your eye doctor yearly is recommended because a lot of eye diseases, you visually you'll feel like, oh, my vision's fine. But a lot of eye diseases don't start to affect your eyesight until it's too late.
Sure.
So your eye doctor is going to catch things a lot sooner and faster. So unfortunately, we have people who go, many years without seeing their eye doctor, and they come in. It's like, oh, now you have this disease. I wish we could have caught this 5 years prior. So those are the two biggest things. And for anybody listening, I hope that they can at least just think about their eyes, their vision a little bit more. It's the most precious sense I think that we have.
It is.
And, we're at a spot in technology where, if you tragically lose a limb, if you lose a leg, we have prosthetic legs, we have other technology to help you still live an amazing life. If you lose your eye, we don't really have a functional eye that we can just plug in there and give you eyesight back yet. Maybe another 100 years, but we're far from that at this time.
Sure. So again, I'm going to implore you to check out Dr. Joseph Allen's YouTube channel. Very, very informative. It's called Dr. Eye Health. And I don't know if you have a website or anything like that.
We do.
You do. Why don't you
dreyehealth.com. It's a little bit more of just a blog. It's more of a blog site and a place to kind of just give a little bit more information. So that's another resource. Absolutely.
I'm sure people can tell from you're very well spoken and have great information. So I want to thank you very much for coming on the program. You're always welcome back. And I hope you have great eye health in the future.
Thank you. I love that.
All right. Thanks, Dr. Allen.
Thank you so much.